Hey divas, I'm here with a divine friend and client of mine, and she's getting her makeup done and I got my makeup done and we're doing a beautiful shoot today. And I thought I'd do a quick little video because a few of you were talking about, what were you talking about? Let me just walk over here for a second. You were talking about boundaries and I've tagged the divine Zoe. Oh, that's better lighting. And I was wanting to really reach out to have a little bit of a chat about that and really share some of the things that I've been able to put into place that have really helped me claim my boundaries. And it comes down to this, it comes down to really like no one can really deeply understand what your boundaries are unless you've energetically claimed them for yourself. If you've got people kind of trying to discount and bargain with you, chances are on some level you've maybe been open to that and you really haven't risen your vibration to a point of this is what I charge, this is who I am. And at the beginning, all boundaries start with also boundaries with ourselves. So I think you've got to get really, hey Mac, really clear on, oh the light's really weird, really clear on, well, what are my boundaries? I like to call them guidelines. And I think what I've found in my own life is when I've set those for myself around my relationships, relationships with clients, relationships with friends, relationships with family, I've created that beautiful energetic shift within myself. And so you often don't get the polarity. You don't get people trying to sort of sneak in and destroy those boundaries because they're so clear and aligned within yourself. You've made peace with it. You've taken the time to go, okay, this is what works for me. This is my value system. These are, hey Mac, these are my boundaries. And this is how I want to be treated. So I don't go around telling people these are my boundaries, but if someone does, like I had a male client come to me and he said, look, I'll invest in that if you do it for this price. And he took off about 5K. And look, I could just choose to either accept that and then resent him. I could choose, bless you, Jim. I could choose to get upset about it and take it personally. And I didn't. And I just said to him, look, here's how it's going to go. I adore you. I love your message. I think I can really serve. This is my price. I don't negotiate on my price. And I'm not going to start skimming you and skimming myself in our relationship. So you can make a choice, right? You make a choice on what you want to do. Let me know. And he came back and he was like, I got it. I don't want to skim you. I'm sorry. And I really just saw beyond it as well. Like it was really his fear. He just bought like a $2 million house. He's got twins coming. And so I just dropped into the empathy of it, but I was empathetic to him, but I wasn't going to fix it for him. I wasn't going to negotiate on my prices. And I said it with love. Hey, gorgeous Morgan, I want you to come and do a shoot. Tori's here with me. I won't show her. I don't want to. I'm going to let Tori stay hidden here. That's her private time. But we're shooting, what are we shooting today? We're shooting a 3-part video series. We're shooting ads. It's going to be so incredible. Tori's doing incredible work. We're going to be including lots of juicy case studies. Cannot wait. So it's beautiful. And I was also going to like allude then to or mention, I basically had 2 or 3 hours sleep. So please bless me. I just had the worst sleep in this hotel. Tori's laughing at me. I'm like, oh my God, because Ingrid decides to have a cup of black tea right before I went to bed. Who does that? Anyway, so I've really got good boundaries with clients. I know my process. I know what works. I also integrate healing within my work. So, I don't want to sit on a call. I don't do a lot of private work anymore, but when I do, I sometimes build funnels and things like that for clients or very higher end clients. Like they're a lot more advanced and they're already doing well and they want to massively scale. Yes, Morgan, it's so good. High conversion funnels. But really at the end of the day, and I was speaking to Tori about this too, like when a client has, I call it the shedding process and it's part of the journey. So if I have a client that's got a lot of emotional stuff coming up, I'll ensure that we get them some of that healing. before they actually start spending and wasting their time on a call with me. You know, I do energetic healing work, I read energy, I'm a divine high priestess as well as a strategist. But in my practice, you know, and I'll do that in groups and shamanic healing and prayer work and invocation, and I do that, but I'm a very fast energy. And so I've learned that a lot of that work, especially a lot of trauma release, I don't sleep in, I know, I'm seriously, one night, Mac was just saying, I don't sleep in hotels. I'm like, don't try to escape your family and have a night off by going to a hotel. I think you've got to figure something else out if you don't sleep well in hotels. But, so basically I'll go into it a little bit, then I'll usually bring in other people to support that. Because really they should be spending their time with me creating the messaging, the strategy, the copy, the systems, the offers, the upsells, the downsells, and moving along in that way. And that's what I love to do. So you've really got to ensure that you know what you love to do, where your boundaries are in the work that you provide, what you don't provide. And that's a level of what I call emotional IQ. Don't expect people to get your boundaries. That's up to you to claim, first emotionally and energetically, and then second, if you need to state it verbally. Obviously we state things also contractually in our contracts. But I've found that the more love I have, like when this woman who I tagged was posting, having, you know, that kind of, hey Chantel, hey everyone, having that kind of reflection. What do you want, darling? Come and say hi, Matt. Hi, darling. This is Jim. Amazing makeup artist. I actually put them somewhere in the bathroom. Let me see. I hid them here. Just wait, guys. We're in the bathroom. Don't worry about us. La la la. Okay, so I couldn't even work my shower last night. I'm like, far out. Come on. Don't make it so difficult. What was I going to say about that? I can't remember what I was saying about boundaries. Oh yeah. When you see usually a reflection come up where someone's pushing your boundaries, you always want to look at, well, what do I need to release here? What shift do I need to make in order to not have this? And another thing that woman was talking about was, you know, friends, like being like on speed dial with friends, like being their kind of free coach and counselor and psychic. When I was sharing this the other day, when I started making a lot more money in my business, I used to play that role, the fixer-upper. And that's usually, to be honest with you, yes, there's a part of the caring nature that we have, that we want all the people that we love to be supported. But Tori's shaking her head. But the other part is where we drain ourselves so much. And one of the beliefs that I picked up for me was, you know, Ingrid, when you get energy, when you get money, when you get whatever, it's like you've got to burn it. Like you're burning yourself into the ground. You're going into a deficit of energy. So then you have to look at, or I had to look at, well, what's the belief that's driving that? Why? It's like a harmful, I'm doing it to myself. And then we victimize ourselves. So always when you've got a reflection of something coming up, hey, gorgeous Kathleen and Mel, coming up that's not of your, you know, that you're not happy with, I actually like it too, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something I need to release. Otherwise, I would not be an energetic and vibrational match to this reality, right? So I'm allowed to have energy. I'm allowed to be nourished. I'm allowed to have money. I'm allowed to fill my cup up. I'm allowed, and I'll command that I have divine clients who do their work, who take responsibility, who are heart-centered, who are gorgeous, who are just like, when I say gorgeous, I mean, hey, gorgeous, loving, gorgeous souls. Women who get my process. Women who embed it. Women who listen. Women, when they see their own ego. I had a client who wanted to leave one of my programs and she got so triggered by something. Hey, Valerie. And I'm like, girlfriend. And she said something to me that was just so, like, she sent an email to my team and I'm like, who is that? Who said that? And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to reach out to this person. So I said, look, here's what's happening. You're feeling triggered about X, Y, and Z. What's really happening for you there? What's the emotion? And I said, here, you got two choices. You're either going to blame me and condemn me, right? Because of this wound that you have from your childhood, which is coming up to be healed. We are here for you, but you're like potentially trying to run away. And I'm like, if you want to do it, go do it. But really, this is the time. This is the time to choose and to rise. We are here for you, and you've got this, right? And we've got you, but you can either run or you're going to stand up and you're going to pull up your big girl panties and look at this. And now that person is inviting me to her wedding. It's all good. But, like you can't expect. And then I've got a boundary. I'm like, come on, rise, diva, rise. We've all got fears. We've all got ego, right? We've all got stuff that we need to release to go to the next level. So instead of fearing that, I say, I praise it, praise the divine, because it shows me where I'm out of alignment. And instead of blaming someone else, whether they're not following, people aren't following your boundaries. You sure as shit have not communicated them. And there is an energetic tear and there is a gap for them to come in and grab you, right? You don't want that shit to happen. Raise your frequency, and decide, how do I want to be treated? Hey, Raven, how do I want to be treated? What does it feel like? I know when I started attracting these really juicy, divine, incredible relationships in my business, clients, people that are like soul sisters, I sure as shit can tell you, I made that an energetic command. Goes like this. I now attract the most divine, heart-centered, responsible women on the planet. Talented, empathetic, divine souls who do the work, who show up and who serve and who are ready to ascend at the speed of light. It feels so rich. It feels so juicy. My heart is expanded. Their hearts are expanded. That is what I command. So copy that, energetically command the very best for yourself, financially, energetically, spiritually. And that comes down to love for ourselves. Hey, gorgeous Adrienne, love for yourself. When you have love for yourself, people will begin to treat you with the deepest level of respect because you actually respect yourself, and therefore they are mirroring that, right? Do you agree, Tori?
100%.
Yes. And I grew up in a family where I always had to fix the problems, always make everyone else feel better. And so that's how I created my survival. It was a survival mechanism, trying to make everything okay, trying to make everyone else okay, right? And you have to, if you're building a business and a life that's yummy and juicy and sustainable, you've got to not be like constantly running around playing fixer-upper to everyone else. It takes the focus off your work, off your life, off your pleasure. So I had a beautiful girlfriend, and she's now back in my life, and we were both going through this stuff, and we both had to put things to the side. My family, we had to sort of put our relationship, and everyone had to take responsibility for themselves. And then I gave myself that time and that space to focus on myself and my work in the world, right? I mean, because otherwise we victimize ourselves. Oh, so-and-so did this to me. She did that to me. No, you're perpetuating it. You're perpetuating it. I'm perpetuating it. Do you see? And then we blame everybody else for how they're treating us. But you have not set the standard because you actually don't have enough love for yourself. So I think this whole human journey is around remembrance and resurrection and reclaiming our value deeply. A lot of this is very subtle and very subconscious and equally poisonous. So here's my final action for you today. Take the time to look at where you need to raise your value, your standard, where you need to forgive yourself, you need to forgive all others, and start fresh. Every day I'm energetically starting fresh at a higher level calibration, always taking full responsibility for myself and what I'm creating, because you are a creatrix. I'm a creatrix. Everything that you see that you don't like, you've created. Everything good that you have, you've created it, right? So I always like to say to my students, you can recreate in a moment with a conscious choice. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? Hey, gorgeous Ania, how does it feel? I'm here with the divine Tori. She's getting her makeup done.
Hi.
And take responsibility. I love you guys. And this isn't to shame you or blame you. This is a wake-up call. Don't you think I go through this myself? I could say, my dad's doing this, my dad's doing that, my dad's dying at the moment. He's full of anger and rage. And I can choose to go, I'm not going to take this on. I'm just going to give him love, but I'm going to distance myself now as a right of self love and protection. I've done enough. I've done enough. Am I going to victimize myself and say that I'm a burnt out wreck of a woman because of my father? No. I make the choice. How am I showing up? What am I buying into? Right? So I can choose to either be the woman who's almost bedridden or on the ground crawling, which I've done in my life, or I can choose to be like really just in pleasure, in empathy, having empathy for people, but not feeling like you're responsible, because each soul is responsible for themselves. Toria and I were talking about the students that we work with and the clients that we work with and the women that do really well and the ones that don't. The ones that do really well in our programs, you know, some people take months to really get it. Some people might take a year. Some people take weeks and they start to really rock it, right? No judgment whatsoever. Everyone has their journey and that is their journey. Don't judge it at all. But the ones that do the best, really honestly, are the ones that even if they feel like they're like cracking open, you know, it's a part of death and rebirth and it's beautiful. No one can escape that. It's death and rebirth. They do the work. They do the work. I say to my students, if you're having a rough day, allow yourself to feel the emotion, process it, love yourself, cry, process, love, gentleness, kindness, don't judge yourself, and then you get back to it the next day. You get back to it the next day. And the biggest thing that's always helped me with my work is focus on service. How can I help another human being? Because that gets you out of your ego. I don't feel like doing a video today. I don't feel good enough. I'm having a fat day. Who cares? Focus on serving another human being. We don't care. No one cares about your fat day. No one cares about, just show up. Show up. Help another human being. You're extending your hand. Oh my God, I've woken up this early this morning to hear you telling me in a language I understand. I love you, Kathleen. I'm sending you so much love. Let's all send Kathleen such love. Kathleen is currently in hospital and I just want to send you so much love, Kathleen. I think my videographer is here. I'm sending you so much love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Sending you so much juiciness. You're amazing. You're incredible. Let's ascend. Mwah. And Tori is dancing and she's look at her in this gold outfit.
Like a disco ball.
You're not. You're absolutely glorious. It's interesting. She's Tori's perfect and she's having a little bit of fun with herself, but she actually looks absolutely incredible. And I think sometimes she looks incredible. I'd say I look incredible.
I look incredible.
I look incredible.
I look
Let's
incredible.
not discount ourselves. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So we're just being hyper. I'm all about women celebrating each other, not competing with each other. So done with that. There's enough space for us all. There's enough money to be made for us all. Tori actually works in a very similar space to me. There is no competition. We are soul sisters. Her clients will find her. My clients will find me. There might be crossover and it's awesome. Right, isn't it?
I feel so privileged to share this space with this woman. Like, oh my God.
I feel so privileged. We're having a love fest because and anytime we do have anything that comes up, there's this level we were talking about it, transparency and maturity to move through it, right?
Yeah.
And the sense of safety that no matter what's happening, if there's any fear that's coming up or anything that we can look at it and say, oh, this is coming up for me. Right? This is coming up. Adrienne, I love you. Valerie, so much love to you. Adrienne, gorgeous soul, powerful diva, working through stuff and now in a whole new dimension. Imagine where you're going to be in the next 2 weeks. Whole other dimension. We can all keep evolving. I'm sending you guys so much love. Can't talk. Guys, divas, I should be saying. Bless, bless, bless. You're more than enough. You've always been enough. You got this. Mwah. Kisses. Bye.